Okay, good day students, happy new month. And I know that while you are at home, you have not forgotten to read your books, because whether you like it or not, no excuse. And as you are at home, thank God for what the management of Sleek Angels International School is doing for you. Despite the financial challenges, they were able to make sure that while you are at home, the classes are coming. And today, we are going to have another interesting subject and topic. I remain your geography teacher, Mr. Elekwa Michael. And as I've said, today, we are going to have our geography class for SS1 students. And the topic will be Nigeria. We have been learning the Earth, the solar system, longitude and latitude, the Earth as a planet. And now, we are now going to go into Nigeria. In some textbooks, you can see it as the regional geography of Nigeria. And the subtopic where we are going to concentrate today will be location and position, because we are from Nigeria, and Nigeria is still in this world, or it still exists on this planet Earth. And there is every need for you to know where Nigeria is being positioned or located on the globe. And that is what we are going to do today. But before I go into what we are going to study, I will try to refresh your mind. This is just a typical of the Earth, which can stand as the globe, and will have a line that divides the globe into two, and that is the equator. Though nobody can see this line, but due to the effect it caused on the planetary winds, the northeast trade wind and the southwest trade wind, the deflection that takes place, and that is why there is a force, and that force, the only thing we can use to explain it is what we call the equator. And what is equator, or what is an equator? An equator is an imaginary line that divides the Earth into two equal halves, and the northern part of it is called the northern hemisphere, while the southern part of it is called the southern hemisphere. And among the lines of latitude, which equator is one of them, is known as lat 0 degree or latitude 0 degree. And Nigeria as a country, which exists in a continent, is also fixed or located on this globe. Okay, let's get down to the next drawing. Here we have another drawing which shows three cardinal lines. The one on green color is what we call Greenwich Meridian, or longe 0 degree, or you can call it longitude 0 degree. And this is the vertical line that also divides the Earth into two, that is west and east. My right hand side is the eastern part, while my left hand side is the western part. Okay, the next one shows the lines of latitude, and we have three cardinal lines of latitude that we are going to make use of because of the position of the country Nigeria, which is our topic for today. We have the first one on black color, which is 0 degree, and you can remember I called it the equator, or lat 0 degree. And we now have the two that I put on broken lines. The first one on the northern hemisphere is called Tropic of Cancer, and the position is 23.5 degrees north. But already, any good geography student knows that Tropic of Cancer is at the northern hemisphere. Then we now have the next one, which is at the southern part of the globe, or the southern hemisphere. And that one is called Tropic of Capricorn, also 23.5 degrees. Why Tropic of Cancer, which is 23.5 degrees, north, is in the north. This one, which is Tropical of Capricorn, 23.5 degrees, is in the south. I can use this to indicate it so that you will not forget. Okay, with this explanation, using the equator alone, using the lines of longitude, and also using the lines of latitude, within these three drawings, we can now locate the position of Nigeria. And why I decided to explain it is for you to remember what I have taught you when we treated the topic longitude and latitude. Now let's now go straight to our topic for the day, that is Nigeria. As you can see from my drawing, as a good geography student, whenever you are sketching, make sure that your line is a single line, because this line indicates the boundary between Nigeria as a country and other countries that surrounds Nigeria. That means if you have any double line, that particular place is questioned or will be questioned. And as you can see my line, I just have one flexible line, and that is how you are expected to sketch your own map. And when you sketch the map of Nigeria, don't forget to indicate the two major rivers, and they are the two biggest rivers in Nigeria. We have the River Niger and we have the River Benue. And this is where the River Niger and Benue empties itself into the Atlantic Ocean. And also, you can see a portion here, which is the portion Nigeria shared with other countries. That is the Lake Chad region. And also very important, whenever you sketch the map of Nigeria, you must definitely indicate this particular portion. Okay, now looking at Nigeria as a country. Nigeria as a country is located within West Africa sub-region of African continent. And among the 15 countries that makes up the West African sub-region of the African continent, Nigeria happens to be the fourth largest in terms of landmass. We have Niger Republic, which is at the northern part of Nigeria, and we have Mali. We also have Mauritania. These three countries are bigger compared to Nigeria in terms of land area or land mass, and Nigeria is now the fourth largest in terms of land mass. And Nigeria as a country has a land mass of 923,768 square kilometers. That is the approximate landmass of Nigeria. 923,768 square kilometers. And that is the approximate landmass of Nigeria. I hope you have taken note of what I have just explained. Okay, when you look at the country Nigeria, trying to determine its position, this is the equator and other lines of latitude, the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. Nigeria, based on its position, is located within 4 degrees above the equator and 14 degrees. Look at it here. You can see my line here. And you have 4 degrees north up to 14 degrees north. And if you want to find the latitudinal difference of Nigeria, that means the extent Nigeria occupies as a country, it's just for you to subtract 14 degrees from 4 degrees, and what you have will be 10 degrees. That means if you can locate the imaginary line, which we call the equator, and move northwards, by the time you cover 4 degrees, you have entered the territory called Nigeria. And that is in degree. Someone may ask, what if we want to measure it in kilometers? How are we going to locate where Nigeria starts when we move from the equator northwards? Very simple. We have what we call the equatorial difference. Look at it. We have what we call the equatorial circumference. As you can see, the earth is not a circle. The earth is a sphere. And what is the difference between a circle and a sphere? A sphere has 2 flat surfaces at the extreme end, while a circle is completely round. And when we talk about the equatorial circumference of the earth, we're talking about the movement between here, and here, here, and here. That is where we call the equatorial circumference of the earth. And okay, one may ask, what if we really want to determine the actual distance that is in kilometers? If one is moving from the equator northwards to determine where the country Nigeria is located, very simple. The equatorial circumference of the earth is 40,085 kilometers. And if you can remember this, that this is the equatorial circumference of the earth, and divide it by 360, which is the angle at a point, definitely what you will have as an answer will be 111 kilometers. And this 111 kilometers is equal to 1 degree. Then that means if the earth is situated between 4 degrees north of the equator to 14 degrees north of the equator, for you to determine the exact position of Nigeria as a country, now that you have known that 1 degree is equal to 111 kilometers, if we can determine the latitudinal difference, that means subtracting 14 degrees from 4 degrees, we will have 10 degrees. Just multiply your 10 degrees by 111 kilometers. You just have 1,110 kilometers. That means from this 4 degrees north to where Nigeria ends, if you are moving, it's just a distance of 110 kilometers. It's an approximation. Okay. Now that you have known the position of Nigeria, that Nigeria is situated within the West African sub-region of the African continent, and Nigeria also is situated between 4 degrees north of the equator and 14 degrees north of the equator. if you really want to determine the extent Nigeria as a country covers, we have 10 degrees. And now that we have known this, the total landmass of Nigeria as the fourth largest country in West African sub-region is 923,768 square kilometers. Now you have known the position of Nigeria from the equator. You have known the landmass of Nigeria. You have known that Nigeria is situated within West African sub-region. You have also known that Nigeria is the fourth largest country in West Africa in terms of landmass. Then when we talk about population, Nigeria is number one. Nigeria is the most populous country, even in the whole of Africa, not just West Africa alone. Okay. Now, we have seen the position of Nigeria in terms of north of the equator. Now, we are now going to also determine the position of Nigeria from the Greenwich Meridian. From this drawing, I said that the Greenwich Meridian divides the Earth into two parts, east and west. My right hand side is the east, while my left hand side is the west. And we can also determine the position of Nigeria based on this longitudinal difference. And this Greenwich Meridian is also known as long 0 degree or longitude 0 degree. And when you look at Nigeria here as a country, Nigeria is also situated within 3 degrees east of the Greenwich Meridian to 15 degrees east of the Greenwich Meridian. That means from here, when you move a distance of 3 degrees, you can now say you have entered the country, Nigeria. And you can also move up to 15 degrees east. Then if you now want to determine the extent Nigeria occupies from the Greenwich Meridian, if we just going to subtract 15 degrees from 3 degrees, and you have 12 degrees. And if you use your 12 degrees to multiply 111 kilometers, you can now determine the movement from east to west of Nigeria. You can say that we can use the equator to determine the location. We can also use the Greenwich Meridian. Two of them are important lines. While the equator is an important line of latitude, the Greenwich Meridian is an important line of longitude. That is why we call it long 0 degree, and the equator is lat 0 degree. And when you look at Nigeria, now that we have seen the position of Nigeria, one good thing is that Nigeria is surrounded by a unique country. If you look at Cameroon, at the eastern part of Nigeria, and you look at Chad, at the northeastern part of Nigeria, then Niger Republic. This is a French word, not Niger. Niger, but that's why I'm putting this hyphen on top. And you have Niger Republic. Then you now have Benin Republic. These 4 countries are all Francophone countries, French-speaking countries, and they are the neighbors of Nigeria. But when we come to the southern part of Nigeria, Nigerian neighbor is the Atlantic Ocean, and that is all about the location and position of Nigeria. That means now, as a geography student, if you are now asked, where can we locate Nigeria? Very simple. Nigeria can be located within this West African sub-region of African continent. And if one is moving from the equator, that is latitude 0 degree, once you move northwards and get to 4 degrees north, you have entered the territory called Nigeria. And you move up to 14 degrees north, and within this sketch is the extent Nigeria covers as a country. Then you can also use the Greenwich Meridian, which is longitude 0 degree, to also determine. That means once you move eastward of the Greenwich Meridian, once you move up to 3 degrees, you have entered the territory called Nigeria. Remember, there are other countries also. But once you move 3 degrees east, you have entered the territory called Nigeria. And you will move up to 15 degrees east. And if you want to determine the extent, you subtract 15 from 3 and you have 12. And that is the extent Nigeria covers within the eastern part of the Greenwich Meridian. What is the essence of this Greenwich Meridian? We use it to determine local time. And since it's longitude 0 degree, any movement, any 15 degrees movement is equal to 1 hour. And if you look at a country like Ghana, which is also in West Africa, Nigeria has a 1 hour time difference with Ghana, because Ghana is exactly at the Greenwich Meridian. If you move northward towards Europe, London is also situated at that Greenwich Meridian. And when we look at Nigeria now, which is 15 degrees, that means the distance between Ghana, which is at 0 degree, to where Nigeria ends, is a difference of 1 hour. Now that you have known all this, then we now want to determine the political division of Nigeria. What am I saying? Political division simply means the number of states in Nigeria. And in Nigeria we have 36 states plus the Federal Capital Territory, which is Abuja. Then you can also determine the number of local government of each of the states. And in Nigeria, we have about 774 local governments. I'm happy today that you are able to know where Nigeria is located and where Nigeria is being positioned. You have known the countries that surround Nigeria as a country, that all the 4 countries are all French-speaking countries. And the only neighbor that Nigeria has that we can call it human or nobody stays there is the Atlantic Ocean. And because of this Atlantic Ocean, it now makes Nigeria not to be a landlocked nation. A landlocked nation is a nation surrounded by land and no water. And it's a great advantage for Nigeria as a country. Okay, there is something that I said earlier. When we talk about the equator is not visible, but due to the deflection of the planetary winds, talking about the northeast trade wind and the southwest trade wind, these are the 2 planetary winds that takes place within the northern hemisphere, which Nigeria falls in. And these 2 planetary winds are significant. Where this one, the northeast trade wind, pushes in dry season, which we call harmattan. And when this wind, planetary wind, succeeded in pushing down the southwest trade wind below the equator, that means almost all the northern hemisphere will experience dry season and winter. And it will be a different season altogether at the southern hemisphere. I have explained those ones in our earlier class. Then, when this northeast trade wind come close to the equator, it will no longer remain as northeast trade wind. There will be a deflection There is what we call force of gravity that will enable it to deflate, and that deflection will now change its direction to northwest trade wind. And the same thing that happened in the northern hemisphere, where we have Nigeria and other countries. When this wind gets down to the southern hemisphere, that's below the equator, it will change automatically. Instead of being northeast trade wind, it will now be northwest trade wind. And instead of the southwest trade wind, it will now turn to southeast trade wind. And this is what causes the variations in seasons, coupled with or together with the apparent movement of the sun. The sun is stationary. Sun does not move. Though we always say sunset and sunrise, but as geography students, you all are aware that it's just the apparent movement of the sun. We are the ones moving because the earth rotates and the sun is stationary. Thank God that today we are able to explain all this, and you have known the position and the location of Nigeria. And all that we are going to do from now onward is all about Nigeria. And that is why I've taken my time to explain. Now you have known the neighbors of Nigeria, the location, the position of Nigeria. If you are moving from the southern part of Nigeria to the northern part, the distance you have to cover. I have shown you how to determine the distance, even if you are being given something in form of a degree. How can you convert it to kilometer? It's just for you to know the equatorial circumference of the earth, which is 40,085 kilometers. Just divide it by angle at a point, which is 360, and you have an approximation of 111 kilometers. Multiply it with whatever you have as either your longitudinal difference or your latitudinal difference. You have determined the distance one needs to cover. And that is why, if you are a pilot, geography is a key subject for you with physics and mathematics. If you want to be a sailor, geography, because apart from movement on the road, movement on the air and the sea, there is nothing to hold on to. There is no land to determine where you are, but your cardinal points will enable you to know where you are moving and the distance you have covered. You can really say, this is where I am now. Now that you have known this, I will definitely give you an assignment. And the assignment is so simple. Okay. I have an assignment for you. And the first assignment, draw an outline map of Nigeria. I've explained to you on how to sketch a map. I don't want to see double line. As you form your notes, do this assignment in your notes, snap it, and send to me through my WhatsApp number. Okay, on the map, locate and name the Gulf of Guinea, the 36 states, and their capital. 2, write out all the local government. Number 1 will be inside the map, and the Gulf of Guinea, I want you to also locate it. But this number 2, has nothing to do with the map. Write out all the local governments of the following states: Rivers, Cross River, Abuja, Lagos, Bayelsa, Abia, Imo, Akwa Ibom, Enugu, Edo, and Delta. I want to see each of these states, the number of local governments, the names of those local governments. I want to see them. At least most of you are from one of these states, and I really want you to know the names of the local governments in your states and how many there are. Some of you are in River State, and you don't even know how many governments we have in River State. And that is the benefit, to show you how Slick and Guest loves you. Despite being at home, the management has spent a lot, and now it's your turn to support. Still encourage your parents to support so that the online class will be going on. Then this is my WhatsApp number, 070-301-36123. Again, 070-301-36123. Please, I said, form a note from what you learned today. Do the assignment in your note and snap and send to me. Thank you and God bless. Make sure you remain safe.